Hello, everybody. This is Johns Hopkins with Baltimore Heritage, and we're back with another of our 5-Minute Histories videos. And today I'm on a grassy hillside at Union Collective on 41st Street in Hamden, if you know where that is. It's an incredibly windy day, and I've got my trusty nylon stocking out to help break the wind. I hope the sound comes through. Today we're going to talk about the TV antenna behind me. I am sure you all have seen it driving up or down 83, the Jones Falls Expressway. It's almost impossible to miss. If you look a little carefully, you will see that at the top there is not one but 3 TV spires pointing upwards towards television heaven. It's fondly called the candelabra. It looks like the age-old candle holder, the candelabra. And we're going to talk about that today, as well as one of the TV stations that broadcasts from there, WJZ. I am thrilled that today I'm going to be joined by Siobhan Hagan, Siobhan Hagan, who heads up a group called the Mid-Atlantic Moving Image Archives. Kind of a mouthful, but it's got a great acronym, MARMIA. Before turning it over to Siobhan, though, let me say a few words about WJZ and about the candelabra. WJZ is not Maryland's first commercial television station. Most people credit that to WMAR in 1947. In fact, we did a video on that, but I just learned that 20 years before that, there was an innovator, a gentleman named Charles Jenkins, who in 1927 or 28 got a brand new commercial license for a television station in Wheaton. So in fact, maybe our first commercial television station was down in Wheaton. Well, but WMAR was the first in Baltimore, followed very shortly, 1 year later, by WJZ, although at that time, it started out with the call letters WHAM, W-A-A-M. It was the brainchild of 2 brothers, the Cohen brothers, Ben and Herman Cohen. They had formed a corporation called Radio Television Baltimore, Inc., and WHAM was their sort of first big success. When they got off the ground, they were affiliated with the American Broadcasting Company, ABC. I think we were the 5th outlet for them on the East Coast, so Baltimore, again, pretty early in the television world. They got off to an incredible start. On their second day, just their second day, they put on-air personalities on the air for 23 hours straight, broadcasting all sorts of programs, but mostly announcing the results of the 1948 presidential election, where despite some early newspaper headlines, Harry Truman did beat Thomas Dewey. So it was going strong until about 10 years later, and was going so strong that the corporate giant Westinghouse bought out the Cohen brothers and decided they didn't like WHAM as call letters, so changed it to WJZ. And things were going very well until about 1995, when Westinghouse, in a multi-city and multi-station swapped out WJZ to CBS. But just a year later, Westinghouse decided to buy CBS, and since then, WJZ's parent has been, in fact, CBS. All right, one word or two about the candelabra behind me before turning it over to Siobhan. By the 1950s, Baltimore's TV stations were going like gangbusters, people tuning in all the time. Our big 3, WMAR, WBAL, and WJZ, decided if they partnered, they could build a tall tower and reach even more audiences. So in 1959, they bought a plot of land on Malvern Hill behind me, dubbing it TV Hill, a name many of us know today. And then built this 730-foot tall tower, 730 feet, the tallest television antenna in the country at the time. And then they put not one, but 3 spires on top, one for each station. The tower is so tall, it reaches up into a little bit into Delaware and Pennsylvania, down into D.C. and Northern Virginia. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. The next time you're driving up or down 83, take a quick glance over, and you can say what I say to myself and say, now I know what that 730-foot tall tower is doing and why it has 3 spires, one for WMAR, one for WBAL, and one for WJZ. All right, I'm going to turn it over to you, Siobhan.
Hi everyone, my name's Siobhan Hagan. I'm the CEO of the Mid-Atlantic Regional Moving Image Archive, which you were so close, John, so close. It's a mouthful, you are correct. So we just call it MARMIA. And Marmia is a nonprofit that's based in Baltimore City. Our mission is to preserve and provide access to the movies and the recorded sounds of our region that document the arts, the history, and the culture. So we do this by collecting our own archival material, and then we also do this by helping others with their unique audio visuals. And our largest acquisition is of the WJZ TV collection. The collection consists of thousands of hours of film and video that was made by the station WJZ and that has survived over the years, which amazingly, not many local television stations across the U.S., a lot of their archives did not survive. So we are so lucky to have the WJZ TV collection. The collection contains material that was made by WJZ from the 1950s through the early 2000s, and it includes things like documentary specials, thousands of tapes of eyewitness news broadcasts. Evening Magazine was a local entertainment news show that we have also thousands of tapes of. We have footage of the early career of media queen Oprah Winfrey, from her time on the anchor desk in the late 1970s to her time on her first talk show, People Are Talking with Richard Scher. So right now I would love to share some of my favorite clips with you from the WJZ TV collection, which Marmia is working diligently to digitize and make accessible. Please visit us at marmia.org. The first clip I'd like to share is a 1959 film called This is Baltimore. It was made by WJZ not to be viewed by the public, but it was made to show potential advertisers to convince them that the Baltimore television market, and in particular WJZ, was the right station for them to advertise their products on.
This is Baltimore, America's 6th largest city, 12th largest metropolitan area. Home of more than 1.5 million people. Site of the nation's biggest steel rolling plant. Home to the House of McCormick, this country's biggest tea and spice house. America's second seaport. This is Baltimore.
Another clip is of Oprah Winfrey on the anchor desk from 1978 talking about the construction of the Hyatt Hotel.
Well, Steve, and workers are a key element to come out of the planned luxury Hyatt Hotel for the Inner Harbor. The city of Baltimore has received a $10 million federal housing grant to help finance construction of the hotel. The money will enable the city to begin final preparations for the 500-room Inner Harbor Hotel. City officials say the hotel is essential to the success of the downtown convention center now being built.
And the final clip, and my favorite, is footage from the 80s of the Sphinx Club, which was a famous Baltimore jazz venue on Pennsylvania Avenue that actually closed in 1988. So we're not sure exactly when this is from, but sometime in the 80s. And you get to go inside, you get to see the outside, go inside, and then you see a famous Baltimore jazz musician, Mickey Fields, playing. It's really wonderful because this clip makes you realize how much audiovisual archives can make you feel like you're time traveling to historic moments and places that no longer exist. So I hope you enjoy. Please visit marmia.org to learn more about our organization, the WJZ TV collection, and our other work. Thank you.